Umpires Heron and Bortowski.
Are we ready? Loud and proud.
Ball is Delpesh versus Defoe. Delpesh wins it and gets it straight away to Brandon Mahon. He gives it to Mike Miller. Miller and Mahon swapping passes. Miller going to drive at the basket. Kicks it back to Mahon. Mahon takes a bounce, shoots the three. It's off. But great box out there. And 2 points to Bristol, off and running, and that was Thomas Bell III.
Yeah, as well as Varner tried to box him out. Bell was up to that and slipped by him nicely.
Going into Kennedy. Kennedy almost loses the handle, decides to throw it off Mahon, but he actually stepped out of bounds in trying to do that. Turnover the Eagles. Flies the ball. I think this man on the ball is going to see a lot of the ball.
What?
Mike Miller.
I thought initially in this phase of play that the Eagles were going to set the defence high, but they retreated very quickly.
Great hands there though by Jamel Kennedy into Donny Johnson, who goes, and I think he's fouled as he goes to the basket, and he will go to the line to shoot two. Excellent defence by Kennedy as Miller tried to get the ball over the top to Malcolm Delpesh. Kennedy stepped in, stole it, set the Eagles up, and Johnson was fouled in the act of shooting.
Well, that was terrific transition offence. 2 quick passes to push the ball down the sideline, and Miller did a great job of rim running.
There's Donny Johnson at the line. Will these be his first Eagles points? Well,
I do apologise, not Miller, I meant Johnson. Yeah, great job of rim running.
He's off the mark as an Eagle. He had a tough 15 minutes last week. He came on when Darius Defoe got into foul trouble and got into foul trouble himself. He looked rock solid from the line and he levels the game up at 2 each. Just over a minute gone. Mike Miller again, hands off to Bell III. I've been told I've got to use the Bell III. Oh, it's going to be an and one. Foul is on Donny Johnson.
Little bit disappointed there with the Eagles defence because it was blindingly obvious exactly what Bell III was going to do there when he started that back down, and he did it long enough for somebody to rake in and try and help out on the defence.
Shot was a tough one though, but it went in, so he's got an and one chance.
Well, the point is, Jeff, it should have been even tougher. There should have been a help there, stop him getting that ball away.
And he missed the free throw but got the rebound, but then missed the shot coming back, and Johnson takes the rebound. Cohen pushes the ball to Hamlet. Cohen and Johnson. Eagles looking quite quick. Kennedy, Defoe turns. Here's Hamlet. He's turned the corner. Gives it to Kennedy. Down to 6 seconds on the shot clock. Defoe bounces in. Ball in and out. Great offensive rebound by Donny Johnson. David Cohen will step in for three and knocks down the three.
Well, Donovan Johnson's already ratcheted up on the score sheet. He's got the point, now he's got an assist as well.
And a rebound as well, so he's made a good start.
That was a terrific decision because he read where the defence was and saw the wide open player, and then it created a lovely inside-outside game.
Unfortunately, I think Donny Johnson may well just have picked up his second foul as well. Push called. He has to go to the bench, and Ben Mockford will come in. That's disappointing for Johnson because he had made that good start.
It's interesting here that the first sub is a guard for a small forward, particularly with the lineup that Bristol have on the floor at the moment. See how it pans out. Of course, it doesn't bring in some extra shooting for the Eagles.
Inbound ball. Back to Miller. Miller over the top to Delpesh. Delpesh misses the layup. Hamlet went for the ball, but he didn't get it. Cohen's going to go hard. Back to Hamlet for three. That's too long. Miller takes the rebound.
Well, Delpesh's miss there will disappoint the Flyers because that was the easiest option of the night.
Bell the third out to Mahon. Mahon for three. That one's in and out as well. Back to Jamel Kennedy. Mahon showed a lot of hustle, got there, but could only knock the ball dead.
And I think, having seen him a couple of times, I think he's got a reasonable form from the three-point line.
David Cohen brings the ball up. Mike Miller's all over Javion Hamlet at the moment. Cohen inside out. Mockford for three is good. Then Mockford makes his first three. Always a good sign if Ben Mockford can get going. But Eagles' defence was very poor there. They allowed Vincent King to get in there and make the layup.
Well, I mean, it's a good point you made about the Eagles' defence, but I think also praise should go to how well the Flyers executed their transition offence. Completely took the Eagles by surprise. There was no way at all could they get locked on in that phase of play. Great ball movement, full court from the Flyers.
So Cohen tried the bounce pass to the four, but it just went off a Bristol foot. It's Eagles ball at the end line. 8 seconds only left on the shot clock. Cohen gets it into the four. That's a good pass, but it's a great block by Del Pesh. The Flyers are off and running. Bell the third and King, what they call in football a 1-2, and King lays it in for two.
What they call in any sport a warning sign. That's the second transition in a row where they've blown the Eagles away with the speed of movement down the floor.
8 points all. Eagles moving the ball around the perimeter. Hamlet trying to drive in. Can't go anywhere. Kennedy gives it into Defoe. It's down to 3 seconds on the clock. Defoe turnaround jump shot is good.
Well, praise to Hamlet there, because we talked about him trying to overdo it when he was double teamed there. He found a lovely outlet pass. He can get in there, then he's got to develop that inside-outside game as well.
Del Pesh misses the shot but gets his own rebound and lays it in for two.
Yeah, well, there's an advantage and a disadvantage here with that substitution. The disadvantage you're seeing there at the defensive end, the advantage you're going to see if they're going to leave Mockford open at the offensive end. Fascinating game.
And 10 all it is. Kennedy and Mockford exchange passes. Mockford got his marker up in the air, and that's a great drive by Ben Mockford, and he lays it in for two.
It was a great drive, but I tell you right now, Andrea Kapoulis will be writing on his thing, no middle.
Darius Defoe doing well there with Del Pesh. That's going to be a key battle by the looks of it.
That was back to that basket there by Mockford. That was a really poor on-ball defence and even worse off-ball defence.
So this is Jelani Watson-Gale coming in for King. Mahon turns the corner, comes back out. Shot is no good.
Well, he thought too long about it. You know, if you want to get in rhythm, you're wide open, you take it. Took too long to think about it.
David Cohen saying pretty much all the ball so far is the point guard for the Eagles. Sometimes Hamlet runs that point, but at the moment it's Cohen. Hamlet had a chance for a three, did not take it. Possible over dribble there.
He had Mockford absolutely wide open behind him.
Here's Jelani Watson-Gale. His first shot is off. Darius Defoe tidies it up. Cohen and Eagles is out 3 on 2. Kennedy to the basket, one-handed slam, left-handed slam from Jamel Kennedy. Puts the Eagles up by 4, 14-10.
Well, that's the Eagles establishing a good transition game. That was absolutely top primary transition.
It's Mahon. Watson-Gale, he has his pocket picked by Cohen. Cohen does well there to get the ball away. Kennedy gives it to Mockford. Mockford thought about the three, decides instead just to steady it down. Mark Stuttle calls for spacing. Defoe lobs it in. That's nice ball movement by the Eagles there. Here's Mockford for three, and it's just off. Duke Shelton and Leslie Varner about to come in for the Eagles. Nice pass by Miller inside to Del Pesh, and a nice layup by Del Pesh.
Yeah. Again, I can't disagree with your synopsis in terms of the offense, but I'm sorry, Kennedy just did not really. He was ball watching.
On defence, Hamlet for 2 is no good. Watson Gale with the rebound. Gives it to Mahon. Mahon's going to shoot the 3. That one's off as well. Kennedy rebound, nobody around him. Brings it over halfway. Defoe, oh what a great bounce pass by Defoe. And what a great cut by David Cohen. Like watching Defoe and Fletcher from years and years ago. Oh, nice from Watson Gale at the other end. This guy could, as you said, Davey, 18 points against Leicester last week. And when you come in with you're not on a permit, it can be gold dust players like that. There's David Cohen. Hamlet going to the basket. That's his style. That's what he does. Lays it in with his left hand, and Eagles up by 40, 18-14. That should be 20-14, but never mind. No, I'm wrong. Watson Gale back to Miller. Bell asking for it in the corner. There's the 3, goes up. It was a long way short. The battle for the ball. The subs are plenty here. Varner and Shelton for Eagles. Cohen and Defoe out. And Bell, Delpeche and Mahon out. And everybody in for it. King back in.
Well, they're working you overtime there.
King back in. Leslie Smith 21.
Working you there, overtime there, Jeff. But I'll tell you what, there's one thing. There's a lot of good things happening, but they're all at the offensive end. There's a lot of things that are not happening at the defensive end.
Leslie Smith's first shot is off. Saved by King and floated in by number 4, Corey Samuels, who was the 3rd Bristol player to come on. 1:40 to go. 18-16 to Eagles. Eagles on the offense. Kennedy hands off to Hamlet. Hamlet gives it to Varner in the corner. Varner in the corner knocks down the 3. Nice play by Javion Hamlet and a nice shot from Leslie Varner.
Yeah.
5 points the gap. 21-16. Here's a 3-point attempt by King, and that one's just bounced out. Hamlet gets it. I keep wanting to call him Victor King, but it's Vincent King. Must get that right. Varner to Hamlet. That's a foul. Foul by Corey Samuels.
Believe it or not, that's only the Flyers' second foul this quarter and only 4 overall.
Checks back into the Flyers. 1:02 remains to
right.
the P1. It's an Eagles ball from the side. Then 2 inbound. Eagles by 5.
Ben Mockford to inbound to Kennedy. Hamlet turns the corner. Little shake and bake, doesn't go in. Tries it again. He's got handles, this boy. Varner for 3 again. That one's off. Duke Shelton chases down the rebound, doesn't get it. Here's Mahon. He's going up for 3. That one's too long as well. Corey Samuels chases down into Leslie Smith. Leslie Smith trying to find VJ King. I think the Eagles with 34.8 are going to give Kyle Johnson his first, I was going to say minutes, but there'll be seconds obviously because there's only 34 at that .8 left. Sub is coming on. Ben Mockford comes out. Interesting, giving him just the 34 seconds. Obviously, King for 3. I was going to say in and out, but it dropped it for it in, so that just cuts it to a 2-point gap. 5-second differential in the shot clock. 15 on the clock. Add 5 to the game for the game clock. So if the Eagles run this down all the way, and it looks like they're going to, they're down to 6 now. Hamlet drives to the basket. Changed hands in mid-air. Tried to lay it in. Missed the shot, but he was fouled in the act of shooting. He will go to the line to shoot 2, and there'll be 8.5 seconds left after he shot these 2. I was lucky enough to talk to Javion Hamlet last night, and all he talked about, he didn't talk about himself at all. It's all about winning. We've got to get wins. We've got to get wins. That's all he was sort of. And he feels the team's not far away from that, and you know, he knows he's got his part to play in that. Made his first free throw there. Eagles sorting out the defense. Hamlet makes both. There's 8.5 left to go. A little bit of a press, not a big one though. Watson Gale comes straight down the middle, puts up the three, that's off. Duke Shelton takes the rebound, and he finds, he almost found Leslie Varner. A great rebound and an outlet ball, and it just ran out of time. But the Eagles 23-19 after the first quarter. Pretty good bump to David Cohen, quite hard. David Cohen just laughed. Samuels will be all the way known for his defense. Corey Samuels can be a bit aggressive at times, but Cohen here sets it up for Varner. Duke Shelton, there's the alley-oop. And a great pass from David Cohen, and very athletic take by Leslie Varner, and in for two.
That play, that alley-oop play was executed perfectly.
Always a spectacular play to see as well. Corey Samuels puts up a three, that one's off. Kyle Johnson takes a great rebound for the Eagles. Kennedy to Cohen. There's Duke Shelton.
Of course, Kyle Johnson is no stranger, is he, to Coach Stutel's method of coaching?
No, absolutely. That's going to be travel by Duke Shelton.
I think what they were really looking for there was nice pass into Duke, lovely position by Duke, but he needed to distribute that ball because the Flyers had obviously listened to our commentary, Jeff, because they all went to help the guy who was guarding him.
So Corey Samuels brings it up into Leslie Smith. Yes, King. Mahon, some nice passing, nice movement. Mahon's going to try and go all the way to the basket. That's going to be a foul by Kennedy on the floor. Excellent
call by referee Matt Arnold. I think that no doubt about it, that foul was committed while the player was on the floor. And what I was very pleased to see was the Eagles' weak side defense came in and really took a strong position, which made him think twice about that drive he had to basket.
Eagles making another change. So we've got both the Johnsons out now. So Donnie Johnson comes on for Jamel Kennedy. Bristol ball low. Watson Gale gives it to Samuels, who goes drives hard to the basket. Beats Duke Shelton to the hoop and lays it in for two. Vaughan and Shelton exchanging passes. Kyle Johnson gets it into the hands of Cohen. Donnie Johnson for three is good. Makes it and shows everybody he can shoot from outside as well as play inside.
Make him feel good, and if he can knock those shots down, then we have got a stretch big.
Speaking of good player, excellent drive to the basket by Watson Gale. Reversely up for two to bring it back to five. There's Kyle Johnson. Kyle Johnson goes, shoots the three, that one's just off. Great rebound by Duke Shelton, but he just can't handle the ball. It's pinched by Watson Gale. Mahon for three, nobody picked him up.
Well, I think I put the curse on him because I thought Mahon had pretty good form on his three-point shot, but tonight I don't think he's made one.
Not at the moment. And he's shot five now, would you believe? VJ King gets a seat. Thomas Bell the third back on. Good deflection by Samuels. Kyle Johnson to Cohen. Here's Leslie Varner trying to turn the corner. Doesn't quite get there. Donnie Johnson into Duke Shelton. That's a travel. Two travels in a row from Duke Shelton. Just didn't get the ball down before he set off.
Pity that, because two or three times Duke's taken himself in a good position. They've been overplaying passing lanes to the wing and the reverse ball to the top, and Duke's seen that gap and got himself in a lovely inside position, and he's taken the ball with players wanting to work off him, and unfortunately he spoiled that opportunity by travelling.
Thomas Bell, nice left-handed hook shot for two. Flyers back to within 3. Johnson, Shelton. What a battling inside by Donny Johnson. That's offensive foul called.
Yeah, I think he used his free arm, didn't he, to push the defender away.
That's what was given. Fans don't like it, Dave, but you spotted it superbly. And much more importantly, the referee did.
You know, I mean, I understand that although he's Canadian-British, isn't he, that he's never actually played in Britain before.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so take him a little while to get used to these things, the way we caught the games called here.
Yeah, 34-year-old or 33-year-old, sorry, Kyle Johnson, first season in the BBL. That was a nice drive there, but it didn't get there. The other end, Kyle Johnson gives it to David Cohen, who is bumped by Watson Gale. Showed great control to hold on to the ball and managed to lay it in, and he'll go to the line to shoot the extra one.
Well, I liked everything about that play from the Eagles' point of view. Big rebound by Duke, but even more impressive was that long outlet pass, and what a strong finish from Cohen.
Corey Samuels and Leslie Smith take a break. Mike Miller and Marcus Delpeche back in. Kyle Johnson comes out, and Ben Mockford and Javion Hamlet back in.
I think the move to bring Delpeche back in is a good one because it will strengthen their interior defence.
Eagles just make it 6-point gap. 6:54 to go. Mike Miller back directing traffic for the Flyers. He has Watson Gale for 3. That looks like it's off, but that's a great rebound by Delpeche, and it's back to Miller, but he can't make the layup. Cohen looked for the quick outlet, didn't give it. Hamlet was off balance when he threw that pass, trying to find Duke Shelton. Mahan, thought he was going to try and shoot another 3, but goes to the opposite side. Bristol's 3-point shooting not dropping for them at the moment. I was going to say great pass, but it's a great pick actually by Mike Miller in defence. Mahan is 6th attempt, 6th miss. Hamlet one-on-one with Delpeche. Doesn't make the shot, looks at the referee. Good defence by Delpeche. That's a foul by David Cohen at this end. It's Watson Gale. Go up the line for 2 shots. Darius Defoe coming back on for Duke Shelton. Of course, the Eagles go to Sheffield on Sunday. That's a quick return to back down to Sheffield as well. So they'd love to go there with a win.
They'll be hoping that Bennett Cook's not in the form he was when they played them in the last game. That's probably the best game I've seen Cook ever have.
I'm not going to disagree with you 100%. I thought he played really. He took advantage of the fact that the Eagles didn't guard him in the right way, but you've got to be able to take advantage, and he did it superbly. Great night for Bennett Cook at that time.
He's transformed his game a little bit this year in that he's far more offensive minded.
1 or 2 from Watson Gale. Just makes it a 5-point game with the Eagles back on offense. Mockford finds Donny Johnson. Donny Johnson for 3. That was a big 3, big arc. Didn't go. Mahan took the rebound, gives it to Miller. Miller turns the corner, finds Watson Gale in the corner. Nice reverse behind the back pass, and Miller knocks down a 3. Nice play by the 2 guards.
It'd be some kind of relief for Coach Kapoulis, because I thought the thing that was letting the Flyers down the most has been their shooting.
Yeah, Miller's made that one, and it's cut the gap to 2 points. 31-29 to the Eagles. Defoe, Cohen for 3. Cohen makes his 3. David Cohen
Well,
up to 11 points personal. Back to a 5-point game. Miller to Delpeche. Delpeche misses the alley-oop. That was a brilliant rebound by Mike Miller. But shot is missed by Mahan again. And Donny Johnson takes the rebound. Hamlet thought about driving in, decided not to do it, gives it to Defoe. Defoe was going to hand it off. Oh, just get it over the hands of Thomas Bell III. Eagles down to 5 seconds on the shot clock. Wow. Wow, that's what Hamlet can do, and it's a great steal by David Cohen and an excellent outlet pass. Unfortunately, after David Cohen sort of ran a tightrope in the far corner to stay in bounds, Ben Mockford didn't.
Well, I think we knew, didn't we, with David Cohen, that he was a competent ball handler, and we thought he would probably, you know, be the lead guard in most situations. But he's shown now, in more than just flashes, he's starting to show that he could be a consistently good outside shooting threat for the Eagles.
Eagles lead by 7, 36-29, 4:19 to go. Miller gets the screen from Del Pesh, tries to bounce pass it into him, comes off an Eagles foot. Brandon Mahan takes a seat. VJ King back in. Watson Gill to inbound. Always looking for Miller. We're always looking for Miller. Del Pesh gives it to him. Gives it to Thomas. Oh, wow, what a play by Thomas Bell III. Accelerated into the basket and a left-handed slam to finish it off.
Emphatic. Ooh, that looks suspiciously like backcourt.
Nothing given.
No, well, nobody's in as good a position as we are.
Hamlet gives it to Donny Johnson. Darius the 4. Oh, ball bounced off the shoulder of Watson Gale and to David Cohen. He tried to feed Donny Johnson.
Yeah.
Came back with it. VJ King at the other end. Flop warning for David Cohen as VJ King lays it in for 2, and it's suddenly back to 3 points.
You just feel the emphasis just starting to swing a little bit.
Eagles could go to the score here. Just last couple of offense haven't been smooth. Hamlet makes the 2. Three minutes left on the clock. 38-33 to the Eagles. Mike Miller, long 2 is no good. And where's this foul going to be going? 22, Jamal Kennedy. Foul on Jamal Kennedy and double the bonus. David Cohen. Flop warning is relayed to Mark Stootle. Mark Stootle's asking about one at the other end.
Yeah, I'm keen to see the replay on that one.
Or the flop warning.
No, it was more. If we're watching it here, look. I don't think Kennedy did enough for that to be called a foul.
Was that a foul on Jamal Kennedy? Absolutely agree there. So it's a foul at the other end. 2 shots. And I think it's going to be a timeout, is it? No, it's just substitutions. Varner and Mockford for Cohen and Donny Johnson.
I think Coach Stootle will have been thinking about a timeout, because I'm guessing his instincts were saying they should just swing a little bit too much towards Bristol. They're just starting to show the sort of form that's taken them to 4-0, but then he had that good bucket and I think he thought, no, I'll just let it go a bit longer.
No timeouts have been called in the first half so far. Watson Gale makes the first shot. Watson Gale makes the second shot, and it's a 3-point game at 38-35. Kennedy inbounds to Hamlet. Hamlet gets it over halfway. Kennedy to Varner. Varner and Defoe almost going to exchange passes. Darius Defoe from the elbow is no good.
Just thought
bouncing around.
1 second there he was going to get the drop.
Eagles have the Eagles got this? They have. Scrappy but good work. Kennedy from 3 in the corner. Knocks it down. All the better for the hustle. 2-10, 6 points.
Eagles.
I think we've got a blood injury.
Eagles reap the benefit of not being frightened to get the knees dirty. Fantastic hustle play there by the Eagles.
It looked scrappy, looked untidy, but when you come up with the ball and then knock the corner 3 down, that's very pretty.
The outcome was very good for them.
Thomas Bell III having to take a seat.
Alden Hotel, Newcastle.
And not only that, it stretched the lead out to 6 points. With only 2:05 to go, the Eagles at the moment in a good position. And Coach Stutle's showing good intensity. Pretty sure he's going to keep on top of these guys and not let them relax at all.
So Watson Gale back to Miller. Here's Mahon. Mahon 0 from 7 from 3-point range. I think that's going to be a foul inside. Foul's on 11. Leslie Varner with a hold. A very emphatic call by the referee. I think Eagles are in the penalty.
And one thing about Coach Stutle is he's redesigned where his box is. he's moved it towards the centre line. He spent more time there than he has in his box.
Well, it's the old thing. See how far you can stretch it before the referees cut it down. Marcus Delpeche misses the first one.
Loud and proud, make some noise.
Malcolm Delpeche, I do apologise. Of course it's Malcolm Delpeche. Makes the second, 1 of 2, 50%. That's kind of where he usually sits around.
Well, it's second. You're entitled to make that mistake. It's the second week in a row we played the Delpeche.
And then there's Delpeche again on Sunday. So here's Kennedy. Hamlet being guarded pretty much all night by Mike Miller. Ben Mockford turns that corner. Darius Defoe mid-range. Excellent assist by Ben Mockford. Great execution by Darius Defoe.
It was started off with a great curl play from Ben, which left him wide open to get that ball, and he made an excellent decision to get that ball out to Darius Defoe. Because we all know, and I'm sure Ben knows now, that Darius can knock down that sort of 12, 13 footer.
Malcolm Delpeche will finish if you give him 2 chances every time, and he did. I often wonder if he gets the offensive rebound for the first miss. Leslie Varner.
Yeah, I think that
it's going to be a foul. It's going to be a push by Mike Miller. With a push, ball went dead, and he went for it very aggressively and called for the push. 1:07 to go. Eagles up by 5, 43-38. VJ King comes out. Pascal Landry in. Landolfi. Hamilton all the way around. Hamlet to Defoe. Defoe lays it in for 2. Great assist by Javion Hamlet. Watson Gill thought about the 3, decides to drive for the 2. Going to be no basket called. Offensive foul on 23, I believe, Mike Miller. Was it 22, Marcus Delpeche, I believe. And I still said Marcus, I will get that right. So just probably call him Delpeche.
twins, aren't they?
They are, that's why I'm getting confused. Different uniforms.
I thought I'd get you out of the hole.
Hamlet guarded. And Denzel Ubiaro, whoa! I thought the move by Leslie Varner was athletic, and then Malcolm Delpeche came across and knocked it down. Eagles are going to take a timeout. It's their ball at the end line. 37.2. Eagles lead by 7 at 45-38. And their first timeout of the half.
Well, obviously Coach Stutle's instincts are telling him that he hasn't needed one. He'll be very pleased with the way the team are responding. He's getting some positive from his new signings. Johnson's got more out of his few minutes than he did in the whole of his debut down at Sheffield. He'll probably be the happier of the two coaches at the moment, naturally.
There's Javion Hamlet's 2, which wiped his feet, dried itself off before he dropped it. This is the hustle play that Eagles got, and then Hamlet gives it to Kennedy in the corner for 3. Good play, and Kennedy acknowledges the crowd. Mockford here turns the corner, then finds Darius Defoe. Lovely play by Ben Mockford. He felt he was fouled as well.
Yeah, I mean, he quite rightly will get a lot of praise, but I'll tell you what, that was a great curl play. The way, what I mean by curl play, came from the weak side. He curled round his defender, cut in front of him and gave that defender no chance at all. Then he had the smarts to drive to basket, draw the defence in and then kick the ball out to the shooter.
Denzel Lubiaro on for it. First time for the Eagles tonight. He's going to inbound the ball. Gives it to Mockford. Back to Defoe, into the hands of Hamlet. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Defoe sets the screen. Wow. Sometimes Hamlet makes this game look so easy. We got the run at either end. Leslie Smith, good rim running that, and well found by Watson Gale. So buckets exchange, but the Eagles will hold surely for the last shot. 7 points in front, 47-40. And I think Coach Stuart's got to be well pleased with the way his teams used the ball and you helped each other. Although this time Hamlet's going to go all the way himself and is fouled with 1.2 seconds. He will go to the line to shoot 2, and the possibility of the Eagles having a 9-point lead.
We have Azara and Zoe celebrating their 9th birthday here on your BBL Friday night. Thomas celebrating his 14th birthday, but more importantly, Eagles on the line with 2.
Hamlet, I was going to say makes the first, but it didn't. In and out. Makes the second. Oh, I tell you what, if he scores. Oh, Bristol really got away with one on the buzzer there, didn't it?
Well, they did, because the offensive rebound that Hubiaro took was actually a very straightforward putback. Can you hear us, Freddie?
And we're back on our way in the second half. Yep. Thomas Bell with a nice bandage on the side of his face where he got that cut. Misses his layup to start us off.
Yeah, good help there from Duke Shelton, who also got the rebound and kicked it out very quickly.
Duke Shelton starting the second half in place of Darius Defoe. David Cohen, well, it was almost like a scrum half pass to Hamlet. Back out to Donnie Johnson for 3. Is just short. Shelton up for the rebound, doesn't make it, so both teams missed their first shot. Nice spin by Thomas Bell, but he was met by Donnie Johnson, and well, Donnie Johnson's really upset with that call. He thought he was straight up.
No, I'm afraid that was a very good call, and is that giving him his 3rd foul?
I think it does, yeah. It's a good spin move by Thomas Bell III, and
it was Johnson had a good position. It was still a difficult finish for the offensive player, and I thought Johnson was just a little bit too keen to try and get a block on the shot.
Well, the third makes the first.
Let's be prouder. Make some noise.
And makes the second. Cuts the gap to 6 points. First points of the second half and third quarter. David Cohen bringing the ball up. Directing traffic. Into Donnie Johnson. He tries to wrap the round pass. Jamel Kennedy did well to get that because it was a hard pass. Back out to David Cohen. He thought about shooting the 2. And that's the first shot he's missed. But he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
What? Really good decision making there by Cohen, because he got his head up, and like a good point guard, he knew exactly where that 24-second clock was.
He will shoot 2, trying to get the Eagles back up to 8 points. Makes the first.
I mean, I remember saying to you the first game where we saw him when he went to the free throw line that, you know, he looked as though he had the form on his shot that would make him an outside threat, and sure enough tonight he's proving that.
Still perfect shooting wise, because his 2-point shot, which didn't go in, would be cancelled. Miller VJ King, nice pass inside. Delpesh spins. Well, he got the look of the glass there, certainly.
And Johnson was lucky to get away with that contact.
Cohen brings it over halfway again. Johnson for three is no good. Bell the third takes the rebound. Gives it to King. Bell's going to attack the Eagles basket. Back out here comes King in. And I think that's going to be a foul on Johnson again.
Well, Coach Stewart had a difficult decision to make when he picked up his third so quickly, but now he's got a very easy decision to make. He's sending him to the bench, quite rightly.
Johnson comes out, Leslie Varner comes in, he's on 3 fouls. Bristol with a chance to cut it even closer. That's foul trouble both games so far for Donny Johnson for the Eagles. King goes into double figures with his first free throw. And makes them both. We have a 4-point game. Bristol within 2 minutes of half the Eagles' deficit. Cohen into Shelton for 2.
That was way more difficult than it looked because of the good defensive position, but what a tremendous trade by Duke. And an inch-perfect alley-oop pass from Cohen.
Great bucket for the Eagles, and we heard the cry of Duke, Duke. I think it's going to be a foul on Duke Shelton at the other end.
Well, just a little.
Here's the replay of that. Shelton, here's Cohen. Nice move to the left.
Look at that inch-perfect pass.
Saw him all the way, didn't he? Watched him all the way, and Duke Shelton read it beautifully as well. Slammed it home.
Little bit disappointing from Coach Stutel's point of view, because I don't think the Eagles have done anything wrong defensively this quarter, yet they're already on 3 fouls with less than 3 minutes played.
Long three is no good. Duke Shelton took the rebound, but it was pinched off him. And that ball was out of bounds. Coach Stutel not happy at all with. We saw the slam there by Duke Shelton. He wasn't happy because I think he felt he was a little bit casual the way he took the rebound.
He was, and there was no. You can't blame any of his teammates for communication. There was no time because it was a very soft drop ball.
Yes, Cohen turns the corner, finds Hamlet. He's got such a long stretch, Cohen. Well, somehow.
Great pass there from Kennedy.
I think that was a 24-second violation. Was a great pass, but I think it was just too late. Yeah. Confirmed by referee MacDonald. Bristol might be a bit disappointed because they were off and running, weren't they?
If we get a rebound of that, we'll probably be able to see if the referee was right, because I thought he got the pass off before the red warning light came on the backboard.
I think the ball might just have been in his hands, but hopefully we'll see that. Meanwhile, Mike Miller lets the ball roll. Brings it forward, cuts all the way to the basket. Nice little floater is in and out. Duke Shelton took a great rebound and was going to go along with the pass, but decided not to.
Luckily for the Eagles, Miller's finish didn't match the rest of his play.
That's a great play by Leslie Varner. Getting to the basket and laying it in for 2. Storm not weathered yet though by the Eagles. They're back up to 6. They could do with a stop here. Bristol obviously keen to get a score. Nice ball movement once again by Bristol. Yes, Malcolm Delpesh gets round the corner. That's a foul from behind by Duke Shelton. Easy one to call. This is the shot clock, Dave. So the ball into Cohen. Cohen almost lost the handle. Managed to flick it to Kennedy. Kennedy gets it away.
He got it off before that. Yeah, he got that pass off before. Good replay. Thank you, Freddie. Really good replay.
Yeah, we could confirm it shouldn't have been a shot clock, but never mind. So here's Malcolm Delpesh at the line, makes the first after that foul by Duke Shelton. Delpesh, 1 of 2 again. Cohen with his little skip, jump and pop as he runs. Gives it to Hamlet. These two starting to look more like comfortable together. Hamlet, well, that was a tough finish. Delpesh took the rebound. Bristol with a chance again to cut it. We've gone down with 7 good hands by Leslie Varner. Delpesh doesn't make it, and Duke Shelton is able to pick the rebound up. The one thing you can say about Duke Shelton is very, very active on the boards at both ends.
Yeah, it's good defensive rebound because the Flyers were sending secondary rebounders in.
Cohen for 3 is still 100%. And that's a timeout by Andreas Kopoulis, who throws the advertising board to the side. Obviously very, very upset with that. But David Cohen is having a night. His Eagles lead by 10 points at 57-47. And here it is. This is the 3-point. This is a long way out as well, Dave. Beautiful shot.
NBA range.
Yeah.
We've got some action down at the back of the stand.
So he seems to be playing a different game to everybody else at the moment. 16 points and 6 assists as well, 3 rebounds. Having a terrific night.
Well, the Eagles are having a little bit of a different game to the first half. I don't think they're as smooth in offense as they are, but I'll tell you what, they haven't given anything away in defense. They've been really tough on defense, and Plymouth have not been able to take advantage at all of anything in this quarter so far. In fact, the Eagles have extended their lead. So at the moment, Coach Stuttle is getting the consistency he wants.
Yeah, still a long way to go though. 5:46 in the even in the third period, and then you've got the whole of the fourth to come. It's in an Eagles Academy game on Wednesday. The Eagles Academy were 12 points down going into the final quarter and won the final quarter 26-9. So it just shows it can be done. Ben Mockford back out there, and he's telling David Cohen, come on, you're the front end of our defence. Here's Miller.
The young lady at the back, 101, your Eagles' oldest fan.
By his standards, Mike Miller's had a very, very quiet game. Malcolm Delpesh as well there, though. It's a nice offensive rebound put back.
Little change of the way they played their defence there penalised the Eagles in the sense that it wasn't any easy at all for anybody to box people out.
David Cohen back to Jamal Kennedy. Varner turns the corner, he will go all the way. Didn't make the layup though. Just rather get a foot to the ball and just break the play up. Mike Miller brings it over halfway. Watson Gale on. Delpesh sets the screen, then spins to the basket. Got on the wrong side of Duke Shelton there.
Yeah, it was a nicely executed high-low play there. Quick reversal of the ball from guard to guard position, and the big from the Flyers that sealed Duke Shelton really well.
Up to 14 points personal, Malcolm Delpesh. Oh, and that's ball's thrown away by Leslie Varner. Eagles thought it was deflected, but it wasn't. It's a 6-point game all of a sudden. So that timeout has worked. Duke Shelton takes a seat. Darius Defoe back on.
I think this exchange is because I think Coach Stuttle feels that Delpesh is starting to take the upper hand there in the paint.
Totally agree with you, Dave. Absolutely 100%. Horn set. Miller back. King pulls the three-pointer, but it doesn't go. Bristol's woes from beyond the arc continue. 2 of 19 now from behind the arc.
And you don't need any prize for guessing what Coach Stuttle has told Darius Defoe. Keep Del Pesh away from the boards.
Defense.
Corey Samuels, Mike Miller wraps it around. Del Pesh doesn't make it, but that's a great rebound by Mike Miller. And a putback, and Mark Stuttle decides, let's halt it there at 57-53. Excellent timeout by Kapoulis, and he's got 6 of those points back straight away.
Well, I can't be 100% certain, but it really does feel like Del Pesh is putting a bit on a one-man show here to get Plymouth back in this game. And, you know, their percentage in the first half was so much better, 2-point range, than it was from 3-point range. And that's what they're emphasising on right now.
Yeah, Dave, you're in the right part of the country, but not quite the right town. It was Bristol, obviously not Plymouth, but you're absolutely right.
I do apologise.
But I do absolutely spot on analysis as always. And I think you just look at it, they haven't necessarily upped that percentage, but they're certainly getting better looks inside, I think. And Del Pesh getting those, but also being backed up by good rebounding. Offensive rebounding is very, very good from Bristol. They've got 13 offensive rebounds.
Well, at least they got the right part of the country, and I'm obviously thinking ahead to when the Patriots do come.
Yeah, it'll be a Sky Sports game.
Celebrating her 26th birthday. Yeah. Terry Cosworth, Eagles' oldest fan, here this evening, 101.
Yeah.
Make some noise.
Dave's point really good about Del Pesh, leading all our scores with 14 points, and he's also got 9 rebounds. And of those 9 rebounds, 5 of them are offensive, so good second chance punch.
Yeah, and that's the stat that's hurting the Eagles right now.
The offensive rebounds, yep. Leslie Varner, twisting and turning, gives it to Defoe. Nice return pass, but Mike Miller, that's a fantastic block by Mike Miller. When you consider he's a point guard, that's some defensive play.
You know, we often say good defense but better offense. That was good offense but just better defense.
Yeah, it was a great pass by Darius Defoe to Varner, and Varner thought he was all the way there, but Mike Miller came from behind and brilliant block.
And it's not easy when you come from behind to avoid making contact when you're trying to block a shot from behind. But that was as clean as a whistle. Excellent defense from Miller.
Jamal Kennedy with a fade away, doesn't make it. King takes the rebound, pushes it hard. He's going to go all the way, and he makes it, and it's going to be a block on Darius Defoe.
Well, Coach Stuttle is convinced that is a charge.
I think Darius Defoe is as well. He's sitting down there a long time.
That would be an excellent replay for us to see.
There you go.
Ooh.
I can see why it was called the way it was.
I wouldn't like to make any comment about that at all.
So let's be that 6 Eagle behind the basket. Let's see their arms waving.
Yeah.
Call could have gone either way. I think that's the easiest way to say it.
Around the arena.
If you get it, you're happy. If you don't, you're not. So as simple as that.
It's a big call though, because it gives the Flyers a chance for the first time to tie the game.
No, I made the basket, so it's an and one. So
and if he makes both, correct. My fault.
Oh, just a point behind though. Just a point.
Yeah, the significance is that's reduced the lead from 8 to 1.
And it's the third quarter woes at the moment for the Eagles. Well, there's a foul inside. Foul is by Mike Miller on Leslie Varner. Grabbed him as he tried to get free.
Miller must be racking up a few fouls.
No, it's only his second.
Slides back into your Eagles.
I don't know why, but I thought he'd picked up 2 in the first half, but obviously not.
Kyle Johnson comes in for Leslie Varner. David Cohen, that's a nice pass.
Kennedy rolled it.
Jamal Kennedy can't make it, and Bristol have a chance to turn this right around. Good deflected work by Kennedy. Can he keep it in play? He can. Excellent steal by Jamal Kennedy. Ball's moved around. Kyle Johnson to Darius Defoe, and that's 2 points. That's a big bit of play by Jamal Kennedy to get the steal, and good offense. Nice pass from Kyle Johnson to Darius Defoe, and good knockdown.
Great ball reversal, and that is a position where Darius Defoe is very strong from.
Oh, well, wow, Eagles got away with one there, because Darius Defoe, I think he took a bang in the face at the other end, and he was a bit unsighted. So there's Jamal Kennedy hustling all the way down. Backs it back. Nice passing by the Eagles. Johnson, Defoe, and in it goes. Nice ball movement, nice play. And at the other end, Malcolm Delpesh was wide open under the basket, but he just didn't gather the ball. It went in, and it went dead, and the Eagles got the end line ball. Chance to get back up to 5. Kyle Johnson, that's a foul by Leslie Smith. You can see some of the intelligent play there by Kyle Johnson. That's 2 good offenses where he's got involved and get some very good passing both times to Darius Defoe.
Feed the hot hand. I think Darius likes that matchup against Leslie Smith.
Kyle Johnson's going to go to the basket, fix it out. Mockford extra pass. Jamal Kennedy from the corner. Excellent offensive stand by Eagles there, and it's back up to 6.
Defense.
Corey Samuels for 3 is short. VJ King though, excellent rebound, but he's thrown the ball straight to Darius Defoe. Puts his hand up, acknowledges his mistake. Kennedy thought about the 3, knew Mockford was in the corner, and Mockford knocked down the 3. And all of a sudden, it went to within a point. Bristol on 56, but Eagles have put 8 points in a row and now 7 points back in front.
And the testament to how good the Eagles have played these last 2 minutes is that Coach Kapoulas has had to use another timeout. He's only got 1 left in this second half.
1:43 to go.
Yeah, and you know.
Yeah, there's Mockford from the corner. You cannot leave Ben Mockford open, especially when he's in the groove. Go on, Dave.
Well, you saw it right there. What has been good for the Eagles in the last 2 minutes is 2 things. A, the way they're moving the ball to get a best shot they can possibly get, and secondly, they're making them.
Kyle Johnson very much involved there as well. So Bristol's woes continue from the 3-point range. They're now 2 of 20, whereas the Eagles are 9 of 16.
That's great shooting.
Haven't dropped much. The Eagles still at 54% overall. The 2-point percentage has dropped slightly, but they've got 20 assists as well as a team against 11.
7:30. So next week's tip-off against the Plymouth City Patriots is 7:45. .143 remains to the end of P3. Advantage with your Eagles.
Yes.
Defense.
Bristol get us back on their way. The last time out they responded really well to Coach Kapoulas' call. Let's see if they can do again. Mahan, Watson Gale thought about the 3, then he decided against it. Shakes and bakes against Kyle Johnson. His shot is off. Jamal Kennedy can pick it up. David Cohen to Ben Mockford. Ben Mockford says, let's just slow it down a little bit. Kyle Johnson back and forth. Ben Mockford, 2 GB guards together. It's down to 8. Ben Mockford's going to go hard. Back to Kyle Johnson, takes a step. That was always going to be blocked by Miller.
Yeah.
Not the best shot. And the parting of the waves allows Watson Gale to get to the basket. Not the best of offenses by the Eagles. And a quick turnaround, 2 points. But we're inside the last minute. The Eagles still lead by 7. If they could get a score here. Jamal Kennedy decides to pop up the 3 and knock down the 3. That's one way to do it. Jamal Kennedy starting to be a factor as well.
Yeah, and he's been a factor from long range, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 3 of 3 from three-point range.
He's really stretching their defence now, which will create other opportunities from the Eagles. You stretch your defence that much, they're going to have to really think about closing down on that perimeter. Going to give the Eagles, particularly with Darius Defoe, chances to score some bunnies inside.
That sixth Eagle behind the basket.
Fouled by Darius Defoe, block given, 2 shots, VJ King.
Let's be the sixth Eagle.
Jamal Kennedy becomes the 3rd Eagle in double figures.
Loud and proud, make some noise.
Very smart play by Cohen there. He saw there was only 12.7 seconds and he's been running around whispering in players' ears, letting them know what the situation is and making sure they don't get caught out in this last 12.7 and that everybody's ready if there's good ball distribution available.
Coach Stuttle just checking with him as well, and David Cohen giving him the thumbs up saying, I've sorted it, coach. Or at least he hopes he's sorted it. VJ King makes both, takes him to 16 points personal. Substitution, Thomas Bell III comes in. VJ King takes a seat. David Cohen, he knows how many seconds is left on this clock and he's going to bring the ball forward. And he's danced inside. What a great pass off to Darius Defoe, who gave it to Johnson. What a shame that was, because that was a lovely bit of play by both Cohen and Defoe. And Kyle Johnson's 3-pointer just rimmed out. It means that we are where we were. 8 points at the half. 8 points.
Yeah.
Eagles will get us underway.
But please, on behalf of War Flags, please will you leave the flags in your seat when you leave.
Hamlet back on and back at the point. David Cohen having a rest. Ben Mockford, who's had a decent game, gives it to Hamlet. It's down to 6 seconds. Ben Mockford's going to have to put the shot up. Does put the shot up, it hits the rim, and it's a great rebound by VJ King.
There's good defence as well from the Flyers.
Leslie Smith, here's Mahan, is his 8th one. He's now 1 of 8. He was none of 7, he's now 1 of 8. And it cuts the gap to 5 points.
Make some noise for your Eagles.
Kennedy gets, Kyle Johnson gets off the screen, doesn't make it, but he gets the rebound. Javon Hamlet tried to use Jamal Kennedy's screen, can't get it away. I was just going to say, I was just about to say that either the shot clock had expired or it wasn't working. Just noticed that as Kennedy tried to drive in, the shot clock went off completely.
But that's 2 good defences in a row from the Flyers, and I'll tell you why that second defence was so good. Is it forced Kennedy, who had received the ball in the 3-point shooting position, it forced him to back dribble out towards the halfway line.
There's 5 seconds on the shot clock. The shot clock, Kennedy for 3 is good. His 4th of the game.
Well, don't you just love a player who can get his own shot off in that situation?
Takes it back to 8 points. Almost a killer blow, but not quite yet. That's going to be a foul on Darius Defoe. He's saying, well, I'm just battling in with the but it's always going to be enough, a foul with the defence.
Yeah, I understand what Darius is looking to do there, but actually the Eagles had very, very good off-ball defensive positions. If he'd caught that ball and landed, it would not have been easy for him to get any sort of easy shot off.
Defense.
It's King driving at the basket, double teamed.
Great help defence from Hamlet.
Kennedy was there, but Bell did really well. Takes the ball up and puts it in. This is a game that really still could go either way. Hamlet just makes it over the halfway. Johnson, Kennedy. It's like a roll of American presidents. Oh, well timed by Darius Defoe, snaps the ball away. Leslie Smith finds Thomas Bell, he's going to go to the basket and lays it in. And again, we're back to within 4.
Yeah, nice move from Thomas Bell there. Lovely. He saw that the defence was established, so he just looked lovely, soft floater.
You mentioned it, Dave, they've got a lot of weapons. Darius Defoe, turnaround jump shot is no good. Eagles can't get the rebound.
Defense.
Chance for Bristol to come within 2. Showing some great spirit here. And that one's just off, but the offensive rebound is taken by Brendan Mahan, but the foul is committed by Ben Mockford. Multiple substitutions: Donny Johnson, Duke Shelton, David Cohen, Kyle Johnson, Darius Defoe and Ben Mockford out.
7:15. We got a 4-digit ball game on your Friday night. Here at the Virgin Arena, where your match sponsor, Malvern Hotel, Newcastle.
Bell the third. Here's Watson Gale. He steps back, shoots the 2's no good. Leslie Smith though gets the rebound. It's offensive rebound after offensive rebound at the moment. Good hands by David Cohen, I thought, but it's been given as a foul. Block and foul given as he tried to get to his feet. I think the steal was quite clean, but then he saw Shelton had the ball and I think he tried to get up very quickly.
Certainly looked good from here.
Yeah, I think the steal was clean. I think it was just when he was trying to get to his feet. .7:01 to go, 71-67. Flyers with a 14-second shot clock. Watson Gale inbounds, gets it back. Leslie Smith setting a big screen. Thomas Bell the third going for a 3, doesn't make it. Superb rebound by Kennedy. Cohen's outlet to Hamlet. Hamlet's off and running, and that's going to be a foul. 2 shots to Hamlet.
We got a whistle on the play. We got a bonus 2.
Very quick offense transition from the Eagles. Hamlet going to the line, hasn't scored in the second half thus far.
Malvern Hotel, Newcastle. Newcastle's the leading hotel.
He may not have scored, but the Flyers' defence is having to play an awful lot of attention to him.
Eagles next in action Friday the 28th against the Plymouth City Patriots.
Substitutions again, yeah. Leslie Smith.
7:45 tip-off, 7:45.
I think it was
Corey Samuels off, yeah. Mike Miller back on and Malcolm Delpesh.
Yeah, with the way the last 2 offences have gone, it was a no-brainer to me that we're going to bring Delpesh back.
Connected on the first one.
Javion Hamlet misses the first. Makes the second though. 5 points the gap. Eagles on defence, Flyers on offence. Mike Miller and the man. Gives it to Bell the third. King. He's going hard. Great defence by Jamal Kennedy. And Duke Shelton came up with the ball and then threw a very bad pass. Mark Stewart was just looking at us and saying, why did he do that?
6:27 remains. 2-shot ball game. Defense.
Another chance for the Flyers to cut the gap, and he's well, I was just going to say, he's just.
One thing about Bell, he's done some good things in this game. He's also a bit casual as well at times, isn't he?
And that was exactly. I just thought he's just gone for a walk there.
You know,
Not get many easier calls than that one.
And he does give players a chance to close down his shot because his rhythm's a little bit slow on his shooting.
Hamlet's going to go drive. Ball's kicked one way then the other. Down to 4 seconds. Well, that's a hard pass, very hard pass.
Yeah, Hamlet, good cut to basket, and it actually opened up probably an easier pass to Kennedy.
Eagles offense just stuttering a little bit here.
Yeah, I also thought in those circumstances that Cohen should probably have taken the responsibility to take that shot that he got in sort of right elbow.
Miller organising, pointing, telling people where they need to go. Here's Mahon. He's going to try and put up another three. He's missed that one. He makes it 1 from 9. But I tell you, they've got another. Del Pesh got another offensive rebound. Yeah. But Shelton got the steal.
Yeah, well, Miller tried to force it, didn't he, to Del Pesh, who was well surrounded by Eagles players.
David Cohen turns the corner. Wanted a foul, didn't get one. Donnie Johnson goes in hard, and it's going to be a foul. .22, I believe. See how it is. Johnson takes a step, goes one way. He's met by Del Pesh, who says, I had position, but his arms weren't straight up, they were down.
Remains 14 shots. Eagles on a 5.
You can feel the intensity starting to heat up, can't you?
Yeah, it's just starting to come, isn't it? Still 5:23 to go. Donnie Johnson thought he should have got 2 shots there, but the referee said the ball was on the floor. Oh, that's nice from Kennedy. That was nice from Kennedy. And he looks at his marker to say, I've just made you look silly. This is what this guy can bring for me, Dave. I think he's one of the underrated player.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I saw him in his first game, the pre-season game, where he really struggled. I think he made 1 point, missed a boatload of shots. Been all uphill for him since then. Really, he's starting to make an impression on this Eagles team. And that was it. That was a terrific multi-skill thing there, was he? All intents and purposes, he looked like he was going to dribble out to safety and just quick spin and a nice layup with his left hand.
He's now the Eagles' leading scorer on 17 points as the gap's back up to 8. Mike Miller knew that was going to miss. Thomas Bell. Well, we're starting the other thing that seems to be ramping up is the number of fouls that's been called inside on the Eagles.
Yeah.
And that was on the side of the head by Cohen as he went for the steal.
And the Flyers starting to creep up and look more threatening, getting second attempts.
Loud and proud. Let's make some noise.
We need every one of these Eagles players involved in boxing out when the Flyers are putting up a shot. Cut down the number of second attempts.
Incredibly, they've got 18 offensive boards.
Yeah, that's been a big part of some of the spurts they've had to get back in the game. I mean, said all that, they're still 7 down. As we all know, 5 minutes and 3 seconds is a long time in basketball. But the Eagles have got to work as a unit to take control of those defensive boards.
He's missed the second. Kennedy picks up the rebound. Cohen for 3, and he's knocked down another one. David Cohen.
Well, that's remaining a big difference between the teams, isn't it? Shooting percentage. But that's another reason why, if the Flyers are missing shots, the Eagles have got to be really tough on the defensive boards to cut down the number of second attempts to get in.
So we're waiting there. Flyers actually made a 3-point shot there, but before the 3-point shot, a foul was called on Mike Miller.
And Coach Kapoulis is desperate to speak to the referee about that.
Well, he's saying the shot was in the air before the foul. Ian McDonald saying it wasn't. It's an argument you're never going to win. So that the shooting point, the percentage, just to bring it up for you, Dave. Eagles are shooting 12 of 22 at 54% from 3-point range. The Flyers are shooting 3 of 24 at 12%.
And they're still raining threes on them. That's what I'm saying. One of the key things now is the Eagles' defence holding out and everybody working on their ball.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. David Cohen with the alley-oop and the one-handed slam by the Duke. Takes it to the biggest lead of the night, 12 points, 80-68. And there's a highlight play if ever I saw one.
And that's Cohen's second inch-perfect pass to Shelton going to the basket.
Oh, Shelton at the other end with a block. And now he's getting it counted, and we're hearing the Duke call from the Eagles fans, and that could be a very, very big couple of plays. Travel for Hamlet. Wow. What a minute that was for Duke Shelton. Here we go. He has the alley-oop first of all. Perfect from Cohen, but look at the height Duke Shelton gets. And then at the other end is Mike Miller attacked the basket.
See, there's the perfect example what I'm talking about. The Flyers miss another outside shot, but take another offensive rebound, and on this occasion they put it back.
10 points the gap, 3:20 to go. Eagles controlling the ball well, but and that's got to be a foul.
I suppose they're having a discussion about whether it was unsportsmanlike, I would think.
Yes. This is Duke Shelton's block. Wow.
Foul call.
So just ordinary foul given.
Yeah.
Johnson on the line and 2.
Donnie Johnson on the line with 2.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he has pulled him, but I think referees are saying that it was backing in as well, so they've called it for Johnson. He's made 2. He has another stat as well, Dave. Eagles are 12 of 14 from the line. That's good as well. 3:05. Mike Miller, 12 points the gap for the Eagles. King going in hard. Johnson's there. Has to shoot it over Shelton. In doing so, misses it. Eagles come up with a rebound. Oh! Okay, so Johnson, I think, has been called for a technical foul. Something happened at halfway. Can we see it? Yeah. Johnson's gone straight into Watson Gale. Watson Gale's throwing his hands up in the air saying, well, what am I supposed to do? So trying to work out, has he been given a foul? Yeah, here we go. So he's just basically ran straight into Watson Gale. Watson Gale throws his hands up to say, what can I do? And he's been given a technical foul for that, so that'll be him sitting down.
We had a technical call, so we go down to... Yeah, so behind that basket, let's see them arms waving.
Gary Stronach doing a great job there on the bench, just calming Donnie Johnson down. It's just one shot, and Watson Gale's talking to Ian McDonald, who's just completely ignoring him. Now he's talking to him. King with the free throw and misses it.
You know, Coach Stewart will be saying, let's not make it easy for them. They're struggling to score, which they are, and just keep your poise, keep your calm. No turnovers, and limit them to one shot. Don't let them get in there and get second attempts.
So I think it's been called as a double technical because Ben Mockford's now got a shot at this end. He's actually got 2, I believe. And he's missed his. He'll come in for the second one, he says. It was just a foul.
Well, they're in the penalty.
They're in the penalty, so it was just a normal foul. The technical foul was on Johnson, I believe, and I think Gale got a foul. I think they just didn't line up for the first one. Ben Mockford misses a pair, but Jamel Kennedy manages to knock the ball back at Cohen.
I'm sure the miss wasn't deliberate, but it worked out good because it gives the Eagles a chance to take some time off the clock.
Hamlet for 3 is good. And the Eagles now up 85-70, and Coach Kapoulas has to take the final. Eagles 15 points to the good, and this place is going crazy. Just come off commentary for a little bit, just let you hear the noise in the building. Here's the 3-point shot from Hamlet. Cohen, great penetration to Mockford, extra pass. Hamlet, up it goes, in it goes, and celebrates he does. Very predatory on the line there. Cohen, Mockford, Hamlet, up in the sky and into the basket. Eagles lead by 15, 85-70.
Yeah.
Coach Kapoulas' last time out, but his point is keeping it when you're 15 points down with 2.5 to play. So just looking at the Eagles again, well, David Cohen is still perfect, 6 of 6, which includes 4 of 4 from 3-point range, 4 rebounds and 7 assists. He has 19 points. Jamel Kennedy has 17 points and 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Javion Hamlin, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. For Bristol, standouts are Thomas Bell III with 15 points and 5 rebounds. VJ King, 14 points and 7 rebounds. And Malcolm Delpeche, 14 points and 9 rebounds. Bristol have to score. Miller for 3 is way off again. Duke sends it all the way back down court. Flyers can pick it back up, go again. Out to Thomas Bell III. His 3-point shot is off. Great offensive rebound. And it's a crazy game. Well, you think they're now less than 10% shooting from 3-point range, but they're racking up so many offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Great steal by Thomas Bell. 4 quick points. And that's a great timeout by Mark Stewart.
Yeah, because it looked as though it's a superb timeout, because it looked as though the game was getting beyond Plymouth. They weren't making shots, and all of a sudden King comes up with a really strong reverse layup and then followed by a turnover. So quite right for Coach Stuttle to step in and say, I'm in charge here. Just remind our guys, let's keep our cool, don't get involved with the referees. Turnovers down to a minimum, preferably 0, but more than anything else, they're shooting badly. Let's keep them off our boards and make sure we're not giving them second attempts.
17 turnovers for the Eagles. They also have 24 assists. But the important stat, you can go with all stats all night. The important stat is with less than 2 minutes to play, the Eagles hold an 11-point lead. It was 15, so they have got 4 back.
154 on the game clock. 85 shoots, 74. As we start to close it down on your Friday night, Eagles from their baseline.
Into Cohen to Kennedy. Kennedy has to bring it over, or he gives it to Cohen, who is over. Cohen's going straight to the basket. Great pass inside to Duke Shelton, but he doesn't make the layup, but it is a foul from behind. It's a foul, I think, on
It'll be interesting to watch that then. I mean, I didn't see the foul.
From behind,
Still don't see it.
Yeah, it's been called on Mike Miller from behind. Duke Shelton goes to the line.
Don't think any of the Eagles fans will care.
Makes the first.
Good on one.
Misses the second. Bell the third gets the rebound. He's going to attack the basket all day long. Misses the layup, but a foul by Duke Shelton. He will go to the line to shoot 2. Both teams in the penalty, as you would probably expect.
Yeah, I mean,
reverse layup. 2 hands in the back, really, by Duke Shelton.
I wouldn't be
Actually, a foul by
unduly concerned about that foul because they're already in the penalty. And he made absolutely certain he wasn't going to score.
Let's make some noise.
Bell the third misses the free throw.
Let's go for 2 out of 2. We need to be louder and prouder. Make some noise.
It's 3-point and free throws. Nice play by Corn, gets the ball over halfway. When Ben Moffat gets the ball, he just seems to be very calm, doesn't he, all the time. Kennedy comes up, Corn gets it back. Inside the last 10 seconds, Eagles will not mind that too much. Great play by Corn. He knew if he went across there, that Del Pesh was going to have to step out.
Eagles clubs are in the house tonight. Cardiff Hornets, Brighton Rockets, Newcastle East Griffiths, Newcastle Hoop Stars, Walpole Wizards, Wickham Royals, Kenton Ford.
Did a great performance by David Corn. He will go to the line to shoot 2.
All here this evening supporting your Newcastle Eagles.
Well, should I put the curse on him, Dave, or not? Or have I just done that? Nope. First one is good.
Goes good.
He's got 8 assists now, Corn. As well as 20. There you go, there's his first miss of the night. Don't think he'll mind too much, it's a 30-point lead. Miller for another 3. Well, let me tell you what Bristol are now shooting. They're now shooting 3 of 27.
From 3-point line. What is their overall shooting percentage when you take into account?
38%.
Yeah. And the Eagles overall?
Is 54.
Yeah. No way can 38%. 38% shooting is decent, but it's not against a team that's shooting 54.
VJ King turns the corner. Great work by Jamel Kennedy. Once again, Hamlet over halfway to Corn. Corn thought he saw Kennedy slip inside, but Kennedy didn't. Corn.
Don't forget, folks, please, if you're behind the team,
telling everybody to clear out.
Please leave the flags.
Corn, that's a turnover.
Got a great support and a great thank you to Wall Flags. But please leave the flags in the seats, please. Don't take them away from the arena.
Just going to bring it down. 39 seconds. Eagles fans on their feet. Bell the third. Yeah, they've made a one.
Arena. It's that time, if you can, let's leave your seat and show your appreciation. The Bristol Flyers.
Well, I could do this off the feed. Well, I'll have to stand. Kennedy with the ball. Eagles running the clock down. David Corn inside to Duke Shelton. Puts the exclamation point on it with the slam. Thomas Bell's going to go to the basket. He wants more points. Duke Shelton is called for the foul with 4 seconds to go. 89-77. 4.6. Eagles will go 1-4. Bristol will go 4-1. And I think on the balance of pay, they've deserved it, Dave, yeah.
79-77. Make some noise!
Thomas Bell the third, shooting 2, this is the first.
Let's do it again, loud and proud. Make some noise!
Makes the second.
Virtual Motors Arena, your visitors, the Bristol Flyers. But what about
David Cole turns the corner, and the Eagles have won their first game in the league this season by 89 points to 78. A masterclass of a performance from David Cohen, but well supported by Jamel Kennedy and Javion Hamlet. But I think Mark Stoughton will be pleased with the way that his bench played. For the Flyers, well, if they'd had half a decent shooting night, this could have been a lot closer.
Well, I think that our focus of attention should be totally on the Eagles. Great team effort. Yes, you know, you can fit out individuals. Yes, Cohen had a good game. Individually, I'd like to mention Jamel Kennedy as well. I thought he played a big part when it mattered the most. But you're 0-4. You go into this game against somebody who's 4-0. The mental side of it for the Eagles has been immense. They really did show some mental toughness tonight, particularly when the Flyers threatened to come back in that third quarter. But without any question of doubt, congratulations to the coach and the team. This has been a true team effort, and it's got them off. And what they need now is they've got a quick return to Sheffield, who are a team